A film made by a female director or with a strong female cast is not going to be fairly represented if it's predominantly reviewed by male critics. Undervaluing the importance of context can not only be disrespectful, but also detrimental in representing film. That is a quote from something that I forgot to save the link to. There was actually an insane amount of misogyny in the reviews for Booksmart. I was actually shocked. So many men and some women were like, I don't get it. It just wasn't funny. It wasn't like super bad at all. And I'm like, babes, that's because it was written by women. I finally watched Booksmart. I finally sat down and watched it because, as you guys know, I've decided that I'm going to be doing more movie stuff on this channel, and that means reviewing movies from time to time. After watching this, I can totally understand, because I said it myself without reading any of the review. This is like a female Superbad. It's like a feminist version of Superbad.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad?
But as for a directorial debut, Olivia Wilde honestly creates more heartfelt and charismatic moments than anything we ever saw in Superbad. This is a movie written by women for women. Might be the reason why certain audiences didn't get what they expected out of Booksmart. My name is Courtney, you can call me Courts, and this is my first ever movie review. Go easy on me. It felt appropriate as a female director myself to begin my series of movie reviews with another female director. And yes, I did choose Olivia Wilde with intention. I am very much looking forward to the release of Don't Worry Darling coming out this week. But I thought before we take a dive into Don't Worry Darling, we'd better stop and go back and review her very first feature film, Booksmart. As we all know, Don't Worry Darling is highly anticipated for multiple reasons. I thought it was super important for me to go into that movie with an understanding of what she's capable of as a director already. So, without further ado, we will get right into my thoughts and opinions on this movie, and there might be some slight spoilers, but grow up. This movie came out in 2019. If this is your first time to my channel, I just want to say thank you for stopping by. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, because that's what you're supposed to do, and that's what I'm supposed to say. Let's get into it. Starting off with a quick review of the plot/summary of the film. If you have no idea what this movie is about, I like to refer to it as a feminist love story between two friends. On the eve of their high school graduation, they realize that they could have worked a little less and maybe partied a little harder. So, in typical coming-of-age fashion, they try to cram in 4 years of partying in one night, almost trying to prove to everyone and themselves that they can both be smart and fun. We, as the audience, are catapulted into an adventurous plot starring Beanie Feldstein, aka Jonah Hill's baby sister, which she probably hates that people say, and an actress I'd never heard of before, Katie Dever, as her best friend Amy, as they attempt to land themselves at the cool kid party, only to be misled and entrapped, I guess, by other charismatic characters along the way. Without a doubt, right off the bat, we establish character and story, which is accompanied by like this innately feminist and witty humor. Our main character decals her entire walls with feminist icons, and we kind of gain a quick understanding of the love that our two main characters have for each other, and like a little peek into all of their inside jokes.
Oh, no.
Not acceptable.
This is not okay.
Who allowed you to be this beautiful?
Who allowed you to be this beautiful?
Who allowed you to take my breath away?
Call the paramedics.
No.
Call the police, because there has been an emergency.
I can't look right at it.
And we all knew kids like this in high school, okay? If I had been better at studying, I probably would have been one of them. But regardless of the friendship or the social status, both of their characters are like immediately relatable. To me, this is a love story between two friends. We watch them navigate the ends of high school with humor and genuine love for each other. We also watch them hash out some final conflicts they might have between each other. It's a plot in a nutshell with as little spoilers as I could manage. But let's start talking about the themes and tones of the film. Now, forgive me if I'm glancing down a lot, I am reading notes. Written by Emily Halpern, Sarah Haskins, Susanna Fogel, and Katie Silberman, Booksmart carries themes of feminism, friendship, labels, and unconditional acceptance. Other people who had reviewed the movie say that it was like a red flag to have more than one writer. Y'all never heard of a writer's room? Like, how do you think TV is written? Film is a collaborative medium. Some of the best writing comes from multiple minds. I don't know, but there was some concern about that on the internet. But feminism and friendship definitely go hand in hand in this film. There's so many moments where they call each other out, literally even to the point of Amy slapping Molly in the face when she starts to talk bad about herself. Don't talk about my friend like that, which is something I think we've all done to our best friend at one point, along with a plethora of feminist references like Malala.
Malala.
Amy, no.
unconditionally you're gonna do what I'm saying right now, and this is my boundary. And right from the beginning, the film highlights the dangers of labels and how like judging someone doesn't really get you any closer to knowing them. There is like a beautiful moment near the end of the film where Molly, the main character, Beanie Feldstein, is taking a ride home from like the mean girl at school, and she has this horrendous nickname that everybody calls her. And it's just all these beautiful moments like this in the movie where we're reminded that women should be supporting women. So AAA, played by Molly Gordon, talks about her misogynistic nickname and how it came to be. This moment is almost like healing because they had a conflict at the beginning of the film. It takes us full circle in a way that these two characters are finally able to support each other with unconditional acceptance, which I believe is another theme of this film. But then we have Gigi.
No.
Gigi, played by Billie Lourde, probably my favorite character in the film. She embodies like the exact opposite of what Molly and Amy have been doing throughout their high school years. She is complete chaos, uncontrolled, willed. She just does whatever she feels in that very moment and goes with it, which is the opposite, the farthest thing from what our two main characters are. And it's excellent and hilarious to witness throughout the entire movie. And those of you who know me or have been on this channel for a long time know that I am an actor, and that's where my roots lie. So whenever I watch a movie, the first thing that I normally notice is the acting and the writing, but mostly the acting. I had completely not realized that Beanie Feldstein was also in Lady Bird, which is like a very dramatic coming-of-age story, but also a very, very excellent movie. And I believe in that movie she had more of a comedic best friend role as well. However, I was not surprised to see her thrive in this comedic role. No. She most certainly inherited that from her older brother Jonah, who was also in the infamously comparable Superbad. Siblings aside, the ensemble cast was such a highlight of this movie. I don't know if this movie would have done as well if the cast wasn't so good. Legends like Lisa Kudrow making appearances, Will Forte. It's never a dull moment when those two are sharing the screen. And I definitely can't be mad when I see familiar faces from SNL. Like, I'm never mad about that. But of course, as I mentioned, we have Billie Lourde from my beloved Scream Queens and Jason Sudekis. I would say he makes a cameo, but he's in several scenes, so maybe not. Yeah, I don't know if this film would have made itself as whole without this excellent ensemble cast. Moving on to the cinematography, something that I have been studying a bit more up on recently and educating myself on, because as a director, it's probably one of my favorite aspects of creating a film. I love the visuals, I love the color. Booksmart's airy and dreamy lighting ensues kind of feelings of nostalgia as we venture through the plot. Definitely loads of feelings of nostalgia. But when it comes down to the cinematography itself, I loved so many of the shots in this film. There's so many moments where Olivia Wilde is able to keep our audience engaged by using a wide shot and then going close up, or there's a scene where Molly, Beanie Feldstein's character, is getting upset and the camera pushes in on her so close and you can kind of almost imagine the smoke leaving her ears to show us and to have us also feel what she's feeling in that moment. So yeah, there's so many moments where Olivia Wilde uses shots to engage on and play on our emotions. She does a really excellent job at contrasting the shots, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We're present, we're engaged, and we're feeling exactly what our characters are feeling. And it serves as a stylistic choice as well. There's a magical underwater scene near the end of the movie. It does bring me to my next point. Music and sound. So in this pool scene, Amy is in the scene, swimming to the sound of Perfume Genius's Slip Away. It's probably something that I should know, but I don't know. I describe this as baptismal in visuals. She's going through this journey of self-discovery, and we really get to witness that through a highly emotional journey that is shown to us rather than spoken to us through the dialogue. This scene starts warm-hearted and ends up in just a completely different place, but the reason why I'm talking about it, not only visually, but musically, we go from this song, Slip Away, and it's giving us nostalgia and hope, and she's swimming through the water, and then towards the end of the scene, things sort of shift, and the music shifts as well. It turns into a more piano tones, kind of deep emotion. Music for this one was Dan the Automator, which I just think is so funny when people use nicknames in film. The musical changes throughout this scene give us the opportunity to feel what Amy is feeling as well. Olivia Wilde did an excellent job of picking music that would flow seamlessly in and out of sequences while perfectly speaking to the moment that we are witnessing as an audience. Spinning the music in and out of different tracks is just another way that Olivia Wilde keeps the audience engaged and present throughout the entire film. Those were my main notes on the film. I did only get to watch the film once. Typically, I would prefer to do one watch through and then another watch through where I can sort of observe. I think it's important for critics to watch a film as an audience member instead of a critic and then go back and reevaluate. But I do have some final thoughts on Olivia Wilde that I wanted to share. For a directorial debut, I think it's a perfect film. I think it is an excellent comparison to Superbad. It is a feminist love story. It is witty in its humor. It is outspoken. It is nostalgic, as like one of the reasons why I didn't want to watch this movie for so long was because I knew I would be feeling nostalgic for high school and my high school friends. And sometimes I'm just like not emotionally prepared for that. This film for sure shines, and I don't see how anyone could say otherwise. If you are saying otherwise, you're probably a misogynist. If you went into this movie thinking you were gonna get like raunchy humor like Superbad, this movie was written by women, and this movie was written for women. I think it's much more emotionally drawing for us to see girls going through similar experiences that we went through. So that makes perfect sense to me. For those of you who don't get it, all I can say is the girls who get it, and the girls who don't. See the TikTok. Overall, I think the writing was really incredible as well. I think that Olivia was served a beautiful script on a silver platter, so I'm very eager to see what she does with Midsummer. Don't Worry, Darling. But yeah, having 4 women write this movie really speaks to the themes of the movie itself. Women unconditionally supporting each other. They also created an excellent story that most people can find comforting and relatable. But as I said, Don't Worry, Darling comes out this weekend, so you can expect a full review on this channel at least a week after it comes out. I love watching females slay in film, so this movie was just a pleasure to watch, and it makes me excited to make my own movies and make movies similar to this one. I rated this movie an 8 out of 10 on my IMDb. Let me know what you would rate it below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you are a female filmmaker and you're interested in jumping into a film career, I have a few videos on my channel that suggest places to start. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one when we talk about Don't Worry, Darling, which I'm so excited for if I haven't mentioned that already 7 times. All right, guys, I'm off. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.